that and art, and it's going to be wonderful. And I'm sure soon after that movie drops, we're probably going to get an announcement for season 2 because that's how that kind of marketing stuff works. But yeah, I think that the fandom's still very much alive. Again, I kind of live on the fringes of fandom. I've never been as deeply engrossed in one as I have been in Yuri on Ice. But thank you for my life. But I mean, you still scroll through Instagram, you go on Tumblr, Twitter, you can still see new art being made. People still love this show with all their hearts, and people can watch this show because it's so sweet and tender in like really dark or tough times in their lives. So it's definitely something that people can anchor themselves to.
And also, it's just really easy to rewatch it over and over.
Yeah.
Considering how compacted it is. Yeah, that definitely helps.
Oh. And when you watch it over and over, you still squeal at certain scenes. Just to like, yes!
This movie, would you guys want a live action?
No.
They screw up every single live action.
If it wasn't for
A live action is a death sentence.
just been not
Ghost in the Shell isn't bad.
Also, if you want to talk about live action, I'm doing a live action Avatar panel, like looking at the Netflix and stuff tomorrow at 4:30.
You go to that.
So yeah, come.
Okay, and also just think about it though. Think of the difficulty of actors who, even if they're good actors, and even if you have body doubles, still have to learn to skate to some degree in a way that's like, that makes it work with the show. So I don't think a live action.
Also,
Unless they can get actual Olympic ice skaters to dance.
Exactly.
Oh, sweeties.
Bless
You
you.
could technically cast the characters based on like very famous ice skaters. Like if anyone but Yuzuru Hanyu played Yuri, I'd be very excited.
Everybody would be up in arms.
Yeah.
Directed by Michael Bay.
I don't know if he could act timid though.
Yeah.
He's pretty arrogant.
And you know, you gotta find that sweet spot.
And
And I
it's
don't
very
think that really
hard.
exists.
is there anyone who would like to add something on this slide before I move to the next question? Cool. Okay. How do you connect to the show and to the fandom? And what has it done for you? And like, this is just if you want to share, you don't have to share. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
The biggest thing that I've connected with through the show is the fact that because all the characters are from different countries, they don't get to see each other and hang out as much. And I've worked with Phoenix Comic Con for 8 years, and I've made friends through the convention that I only see once or twice a year. So I'm like, okay, it's normal to have these kind of friendships, and the representation that, yeah, it's there and it's not just a Comic-Con thing is really great.
That's actually a really cool connection.
Yeah.
I connected to the show due to the fact that it was very depressing in the beginning, kind of like my life. Anyway, the reason why I found it so fascinating is because it was about how Yuri was at like his bottom of the bottle and how like he hit rock bottom, but he never gave up due to the fact that people were like behind him and stood with him even through like all his panic attacks and depression. And that like really stuck out to me because like there are people that are willing to like help you and like push you through it to like make sure like you can be the best that you can be. And it's very very inspiring to me. It's like it makes me want to like reach out my hand to other people and make me want to try new things. And plus I really like to talk.
Yeah, manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, like definitely, like we've talked about so many of the different types of representation. Like for me, like I'm Mexican American, so yeah, Leo de Iglesias. When I kind of did the thing where I was watching it and like I turned my head, like did anyone else see that? Even though I was watching it by myself, it's like oh my gosh, because that was huge for me. And yeah, like I think about like what you said about like how Sam Gill, how you say it, like the thought of like yeah, like Leo was portrayed that way, and then you know like you said, there's a whole history between like the countries to like add on top of it. Like yeah, I would feel that same way, and that's just what happens a lot. Like it's a perfect example of what happens when you only have one character representing literally an entire country, which is like the very like kind of dangerous thing of that type of representation. But yeah, I just like to even see like a Mexican American competing like at like an international level, such a high level, was like just like really big. He wasn't a stereotype. And then yeah, like a lot of it too was watching like all like the exchanges of like all the international friends. And actually, so for a long time, I had a friend and I had talked about like doing the Peace Corps and stuff like that. And it was kind of like like we'll see. And I just graduated like from the University of Arizona. And when I was getting to that time, because yeah, my main focus in school was exactly this. Like I've made very similar presentations that you have with Yuri and I. Like this is literally like, damn, did she like take my notes from like some of my presentations?
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Like no, like I want to talk to you afterwards.
It's
Like,
validating though to know that someone knows.
no, like I always like I have to have gifts in my presentations because it's really engaging. And then yeah, like if there's a topic, I always connect it to something that I understand and related to, and typically. Yeah, like I did a presentation, I'm like, oh yeah, have you guys ever seen like The Boy and the Beast? And like here's gifts, and like they may not have seen the movie, but I used the movie to explain my point. So like this, like you're gonna see a really good example of that. But like for the international friends thing, like my whole main point was yeah, like one of the things that I studied like at the UNV was like the importance like of representation, like different types of like disability and impairment representations and things like that. And trying to decide, okay, what do I want to do after before I do my master's. And I actually ended up deciding upon doing the Peace Corps because of Yuri on Ice, in large part because of it. Because my friend and I had talked about it before, but then was seeing the interaction, like them going to different countries, interacting with their different friends from that and the different cultures, and me kind of realizing, like, if I ever want to be an educator, like, how can I ever explain, like, no, there are other lives, and like people lead other lives, and not even just like from completely different countries, but just like different cultures within the U.S. in general. Like how can I ever properly explain that to somebody if I myself have never gone out to like a more like drastic degree and like try to live it and immerse myself in it as well. So that's one thing like this show really like gave me the boost to just say like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it's so funny that you said that one country in the Pacific Islands, because in August, like, that's where I'm potentially going is to Tonga. So you said that, I was like, my life just came, like, full circle at this one panel.
Amazing.
Like, my whole life, Yuri on Ice led me to, like, this one moment right here. I'm like, oh my god, maybe me from the future telling you about the show while, like, I'm there in the Pacific Islands.
I mean, like, outside of Yuri on Ice, I'm, like, a huge proponent for, like, travel and living abroad and, like, just getting that different worldview. Like having lived abroad and also having worked abroad, like for anthropology and archaeology. So like, yes. Sorry, sidetrack.
Do it.
Touching on the point real quick, for visiting Sungil, I think because of his lack of airtime, it kind of leads to maybe a lack of understanding his character fully. So if he were to get more airtime in the future, like I would love for the smaller characters like Sungil and Leo to get more airtime to kind of develop them a little bit. And then, like, I know the story is not about them, but I think when you have rich side characters, like for example in The Last Airbender, it brings more richness to the show because you realize like Yuri's going on through his whole thing and Victor's going through his thing, and like all these characters are living complex lives, and it's not just about the competition. You know, and they do touch on that with Leo having a very supportive mother, and I love that so much.
Yeah, that was one thing I was thinking too with like Sungil, like what if they showed like his support system, or like what his home life is, or just like other like Korean representation.
So my friend was on, when she was young, she lived in Korea, and she was on the track to become part of the Olympic team. But the coaching is not very, like she said that it was like borderline abusive, like the extent to which they push their skaters because they're such a powerhouse, it's unreal. And it's almost a little inhumane, so she left, and she doesn't skate for fun anymore because it's just kind of traumatizing for her. But like, when you're that good, it is cutthroat and it is unforgiving. So like, maybe that kind of plays into his character a little more in a way I didn't consider. But my understanding of like the pre-Olympic track is like,
yeah,
it is hard.
Yeah, like, and that's one thing I noticed when like they show the skaters when they're skating, like what they're thinking. Mm-hmm. And then part of the reason why it was so hard to like understand Sungil was like because he's calculating his points in his head. Mm-hmm. And part of that is just like what was your training like, that like
to perfection.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think it's crazy. I love it. I love him.
Yeah, and then like, yes. Please.
Oh, it was like one of that connection. So finish out your thought because I think it relates, and then
Well, I was just saying, like, I really connected to the show because, since I was living in Japan at the time, sometimes it can be really isolating, and just, like, having Yuri on Ice kind of showing, like, kind of, like, the depression and things that I was going through, and I've always had, like, anxiety and functioning depression and anxiety, which Yuri, like, also has, like, he has these moments where, like, of panic where it's debilitating, but he's still, like, you know, if you meet him in everyday life, you can't be like, oh, he's depressed. So like seeing that and seeing like someone being able to overcome that for me personally was also like really awesome. And I've met so many cool people through the fandom, and yeah, I just love it. It's so good.
So I love how, like the first time Yuri mentions love, it's not a clear cut, oh, it's romantic love, I love you. It's just a feeling. It's not like a specific type, it's just love. That's it. And that's why I'm kind of like just trying to figure out and get the feeling and whatnot, and it's helping me figure out what kind of love goes to which people. How also Yuri, Yuri. Yeah, I'm tired. Was also describing how his family was kind of like abstract or something. He was there, but he wasn't connecting to them because he had that self-doubt. And it's really hard to see yourself and hard to believe that people love and want you when you're depressed. You like convince yourself you're alone in the world, and he kind of did that, and he finally broke through and finally figured out that his family really loves him, and he loves Victor, but not romantically yet. It grows into that. It's just, I love him being there, being himself, and being there for me. And then it gets to the more romance.
Yeah. So one of the things that I really like, so in Japanese, like, it's Yuri on ice, and I is love, so it can also be kind of like Yuri on love. So Yuri describing like his love, and his learning about it. So I always love that kind of like little play on words, that sometimes gets lost in English. Yeah. And did you have a comment that you wanted to share?
I was just gonna say, there's those times where you can think, because you would have really supportive people around you, but you'll think to yourself, like, how come I'm not like them? How come I'm not joyful? How come I'm not normal and I can't pick myself up like other people? And that's like another thing that can get you down, no matter the amount of positivity that's around you.
Yeah. So I think this one is I love this game too. It's one of my favorites. So what hopes do you have for the continuation of the series or the upcoming movie? Is there anything like you guys are like, they better include this or I'm gonna die?
They better include a marriage scene. Plus a They need to.
Yeah. I mean, I would love that.
If I do not see an M. Night Shyamalan twist to this movie, I'm not buying tickets.
They need to actually have a real kiss. One that we can see.
Yeah, that would be good.
That was so pissy.
I mean, okay, so like, there's like the thing where, you know, there's a cultural disconnect, like, like in Japan.
They have yaois, they could do it.
There's okay. I do have something to add to her, like saying that there is yaoi. There's actually a volleyball team where there are two players that actually will.
Is this Haikyuu? Huh? Is this Haikyuu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, in a way, it is. They're volleyball players. They hate each other. They hate each other immensely. However, they'll kiss in front of an entire stadium, and it's real. It's not even fake, and it will last a long time. And then when they're put on the same team, they still do it, but they do it like a little more quickly because they have to get back to the game.
Hashtag no homo?
Huh?
Hashtag no homo? Or...
No, there's homo.
Oh.
It's The thing is, it's called I forget what it's called, but it's for comedy. It's not real. I say bullshit to that. It is.
That's the thing. But on the other hand, like in Japanese shows and stuff, they will do things more subtly, certain things more subtly. So that's something that like in America we're like, come on, just come on and kiss, cause like yeah.
Well, couldn't they have the elbow just a little bit down so you just see a little hint?
My understanding, because I read a lot of the translated stuff from like fan comments and stuff, and my understanding was like Japanese fans had already interpreted it as a kiss based on the way that they view affection, the way affection is shown. Whereas like of course us we're all just like, you can show it, come on. But it was already implied to them that it was a kiss, so I mean at this point it is canon whether or not it was shown to us or not. So
You just gotta look for the uncensored version on YouTube.
yeah. On another note,
YouTube?
Yeah.
on another note, I would like to see Odabet get a medal, please. Like something.
Oh, yeah. I want Yuri to get a gold medal.
Please.
Yes.
Or
That
another
getting
medal, please. Yeah. Okay.
So I was looking on Google just for like fan art of Yuri on Ice because
it was safe. It was safe. Safe for work. Safe for work. Safe search on.
and I saw the kiss scene, but they went up and they completed the face beyond the arms, and it was an actual kiss, and I squeezed.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know if you guys remember when, like, the first time that he did, like, well, it's not the first time, but when he was doing, the Yuri on Ice free skate, and, like, people were, like, calculating where exactly Victor was standing when, like, Yuri was holding his head down like this. Best.
The pair skating.
Oh,
Yeah. The full version without like any like credits rolling over it, nothing. I just want, yeah.
One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is Yuri actually remembering that party.
Oh,
yeah.
And it has been said that they've.
That was the best twist like I have ever seen. That was great.
Well, actually, I do. I do hope they provide when Yuri's just like, I need to hug everyone. I need to relieve stress. I wish to see this. Because that is so funny and yet so adorable at the same time. Only one person hugged back.
And like Yuri is actually like running away.
He's just like, no!
And then Yuri's all like, ah. His zombie form.
So at the end of season 1, there's kind of this implication that Victor is going to resume skating at the same time as Yuri's coach.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really interesting kind of change in dynamic, and also kind of Victor trying to juggle, you know, putting enough time into his own routine while putting enough time into Yuri and all that. That's going to be
Also,
really
culture
interesting.
shock. Yuri, culture shock. Yeah.
At the very end, where are they? Are they like, I don't know where they are.
They're
They're in Pittsburgh, okay.
Same year. Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I've actually been in fan fiction about that. So yeah, no, that's something that's like really interesting. They're like completely changing the dynamic. Also, if anyone is interested in like the ISU rules, that's not actually allowed.
Yeah, I can't help but wonder if they're gonna suspend Belief and still have Victor Stevens.
Yeah.
Or working up to his best while
Yeah,
also doing the
I
coaching.
don't know how
Instead
they're
of having like such a large conflict between the two, I don't know, but
yeah.
we'll see.
I wanna, like for season 2 or something, it'd be really predictable if Yuri wins this time. So I really want to see the struggle, see like every single skater's routine to be different that still tells them this is me, this is their personality, this is like who they are. Because that's what in Yuri on Ice I love. Like Pitchett skates to his routine and it's beautiful. And then Leo, who his first skate was exactly him, and they just described that character in full. I'm looking forward to those, but I have no idea how they're gonna top the originals because they're so perfect. So, and then, like I said, I want to see a really strong struggle, and you don't know who's gonna win between like Yuri, Victor coming back on the ice, and then I want to see Odebek and Pitchett almost win too. So, JJ can go die in a hole. Wait. He can go marry his fiance and never be seen again, and then there.
What did this boy do to you? He's done nothing to you.
I hate him because he's good.
That does not give you a reason. If he was a horrible person, then yes.
He is a horrible person. He kisses himself from the ice. He's a narcissist.
I've known a lot of people like that.
Oh, so now they have an injury, so now that's part of the conflict too. Because Yuri on Ice is such a wholesome, good show where like I feel like you never really had to worry about that.
What time is it?
That's legitimately like one of my least favorite tropes in sports anime ever. And so I'm really desperately hoping that they don't play to those standards.
So, does anyone else here stand Yurio? Am I the only one?
Wait, stand or understand?
Let's stand, like, your favorite character is Yurio.
Oh, well, he's like my favorite child.
You know what? I'll do it.
The thing that I want to see for him in the next season is the struggle between whether or not he's skating for himself or skating because he's always been told that's what he's supposed to do. Like, something that would be a really good character development arc, because now that he's won, a Grand Prix, I would love to see him realize, like, am I skating this because I've always been told I'm good at this, because my family needs the money, or am I doing this because I truly love the sport and what I do? So that's the struggle I would like to see for that character.
I want Yurio to hug Yuri.
Yes.
Okay, we have one slide left and we have 5 minutes.
We can do it.
But the next slide is, do you have any other things you want to discuss? So you can still ask your questions or still make your comments that you want to. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say one thing I would like to see is like Yurio growing. Like physically.
Yeah.
Because he says like my body will only be like this for a short while, and while you're an athlete, yeah, it does stunt your growth. So it'd be really interesting to see like, oh fuck, like his balance is gonna be thrown off, and like having to kind of essentially relearn how to skate like while his body's still growing.
I kind of want him to stay that way.
Yeah, and then too, like the whole show is like in Japan with like Yuri's family, so it would be cool like when they're in St. Petersburg to learn about Victor and Victor's family, and the same with like Yurio, because we know literally nothing, just that they've been with Yakov for like a very long time, and he's essentially their father figure. So I would love to get that background, because I feel like Adolescence on Ice, since the title's called Adolescence, and like the posters, like I think like young Victor, we can get some of his background through that, and then maybe that's the setup we get to understand why he is how he is like in St. Petersburg, which would be really cool. But those are definitely like some things I would like to see.
Yeah, I hope that they do like a kind of a present, past, like flashback type thing, like Victor talking to Yuri, because like I still need Yuri.
So I, as an athlete, I stopped playing because I tore my hip flexor, and I don't want to see any of that happen to them, but like that would be a relatable thing for me as an athlete, especially because I played for 15 years, and like that and injury was career ending. Like I couldn't even play in college, so like I really don't want that. Maybe something minimal.
Something minimal, but not like.
You mean like a tendon?
A recovery process,
Like a
but not a detrimental blow to the career.
Because if it's a tendon, they can go through it.
What was the I haven't really heard much about the movie, but what information do we have about the movie? Is it gonna be an Artemis Fowl situation where he had to wait like almost 20 years?
Oh.
So hopefully
Like
not.
20
It's
years, sorry,
supposed.
10 years, give or take.
So there's like speculation that it's supposed to be coming out kind of like by the end of the summer or in winter, like this winter. But it's supposed to be like relatively soon. And yeah, pretty much all we have is the poster, which is Ice Adolescents. Yeah.
You'll be fine. Okay, you don't have an Artemis Fowl on your hands. Congrats.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, there
I
hasn't been
heard
a whole lot of
theories
info.
online that it's supposed to be about when Victor was younger and that
Please, yes.
the voice actors are supposed to be doing like voiceovers from the present. Now, I don't know if that's all true or not. That was just one of the things that I saw on one of the gossip blogs from Japan.
But it's fun to speculate.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh shoot, I forgot. I was like, I was listening to everyone
Okay,
today.
I
I'm
can
like,
go.
You can, yeah, go ahead.
I want to see the characters' interaction, how all the skaters interact with each other, and how like their friends, like Mickey and Emil, Emil or something. They're friends with Sala. And then I want to know more about Yuri and Pidgeot's friendship, how they got to be friends, and a little more on that. And just all the little interactions, and I want to see a further relationship with Odebek and Yurio.
Yes.
I just remembered.
If you're, yeah.
What I would kind of like is I would like actually a new rival to appear.
Ooh.
One that
Well,
like
be Victor.
from Victor's past.
Yeah.
But he also has this. What do you call those students? But he also has a student. But he's slightly better than Yuri.
No one's
Not.
So Chris?
Hold on. No.
So Chris?
No. Okay, let me finish. They're the same age. However, it's because he doesn't really put emotion like Yuri does. He's all about statistics. He's all about the math. He actually doesn't give a damn. He just wants to win and make sure
Gil.
Yeah. Maybe.
Like let him rise up.
Maybe. I don't.
I mean, that's his characterization, like, without the ambition that we know of,
Exactly.
so.
Last thing.
Okay. What I really want to see, no matter what, is jealous Victor. That's
Yes.
all I want.
Oh yes.
Never seen this. We need to
Love
see it.
triangle.
Like they're out drinking one night, and then
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
he looks
no,
over at
please,
Yuri,
not that
and
one.
Yuri's just kind of like eyeing the other people, and then Victor gets all jealous and clingy. He's like, "No, you're mine."
Or Yuri just strip dance and starts pole dancing with Chris again. And then Victor strip dances and they're like, nah, you're strip dancing with me.
They're just like, ouch, with juice.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you guys all so much for coming to this. I hope you had fun. I had fun. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, if you want any of our information,
I need it.
if you're online, like come up, let us know if you want to talk about anything, get contact info. Yeah. Thanks again for coming, and I hope you guys have a great night and a great con.